Welcome to 5 Minutes with Grey Hair Dave. He has grey hair, he has a grey beard, he wears glasses like the guy in the artwork. Oh, and the guy in the artwork is better looking. Now here is Grey Hair Dave.
Well, welcome back, folks, to another episode of 5 Minutes with Grey Hair Dave. That's right. That was 11 Labs. You've heard me talk about 11 Labs. 11 Labs is an AI-generated voice that will read back what you type into it. Now, 11 Labs is just one of the many things that I use in my podcast and in editing others, and or even when I was editing Poetry of Christian Faith with my brother, I used some AI-generated stuff to help me with the editing process, whether that was noise reduction or hissing. A lot of it came down to noise reduction and background noise reduction, which I got pretty good at because there's, it's inevitable. Either he's going to have somebody in the neighborhood mowing their lawn, or I'm going to have somebody in my neighborhood mowing their lawn, or all these other things that can happen during a podcast. So that's what happened. Now, today also, I'm trying something new. I don't know if I'm going to post it. If I do, it will go out to YouTube. But I'm recording this also on Ecamm Live. Now, Ecamm Live is a video recorder or a video live program that I can go, if I want to go live to the to YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn, or I don't think I'll ever go live to Twitch because I'm not playing a game, and I don't think any of my listeners are on Twitch. Maybe, I don't know. All I'm saying is I'm not there that I know of. So we're putting this out. We're putting this out as a test just to see what happens. Okay, so that's that. That's what's going on. Okay, that's that. That's what's going on in the periphery. So, if you live in the United States right now and you don't live under a rock, there's an election coming up. Now, I have never made this podcast very political on purpose because it's my political views and your political views are our own. I am not here to try and convince you to vote one way or the other. I do hope you vote. If you're in the United States and you're able to vote, please do. It's very, very important. Whether you vote one way or the other is irrelevant to me. Just please go vote. It's your right. It's not your duty. It's your right. And why not take advantage of it? There's no theory that I've believed in all of my life. If you don't vote, you don't have the right to complain. And that's the way I've felt about it for years. I really have. If you don't vote, you don't get the right to complain about government. That's just my opinion. But the thing I find interesting is that, and I saw this on a news report yesterday, or maybe it was early this morning, that the presidential candidates, both sides, have been going on podcasts to get more word out about what they're thinking or what they're doing. And I find that very, very interesting. I really, really do, because it's a one-on-one or a one-on-two or three scenario where they're not being baited. Well, they could be being baited. I don't know. I haven't listened to a lot of them. I've been looking them up, and I haven't gotten to them, but I'm going to. For your sake, I'm going to do that, and for my sake. But I want you to know that they're there. Go look them up. It's interesting. I know that Kamala Harris has been on this show called Call Me Daddy. It's a female show, female host. It's called Call Me Daddy. And it's very, very popular. I think it's the number 2 or 3 in the country, or in popularity. Trump's been on one or two. I don't know which ones they are. I'm still looking, and I'm going to look later on. But that's my personal thing, is I'm going to look later on. So now, for you, that's what I want you to think about. But another thing about this is, do you believe? And I'm sorry, but I'm having a hard time with this crap too. I am so sick and tired of the mudslinging. He's so this, she's so that. Oh my! Can you coherently tell me what you want to do and how you want to do it? Is it that difficult? I mean, she gets asked a question and she obfuscates, and she walks all the way around it and never answers the question. Right? And on the other side, he gets asked the same question and he'll start talking and he won't stop because we don't know what. Donald, find a period. Kamala, find a cohesive sentence. Oh, answer the questions. Answer the questions you're being asked. Otherwise, the voters are not informed. And I'm sorry, but I feel that way. Answer the questions. Now, I got to admit, a lot of these people who are asking questions are doing it to bait them. And I don't think that that's right. But, come on. Let's get realistic here. Answer a few questions. Grandpa Joe, our president now, I have nothing good or bad to say about Joe. Joe Biden is our president, and that's the way it is. I wouldn't have done things he's done. I'm appalled at some of the things he's done, but he's also done a few good things. When you're in that position, it can't be easy. It's got to be tough. It can't be easy. That's all I'm saying. You got to have good people around you. And I believe right now the people around him are running the show. Just my opinion. But if you don't like my opinion, folks, you have the opportunity to just not listen to the rest of this one, okay? But please come back. Again, that's just my opinion. Don't burn me at the stake for having an opinion, because I will never burn you at the stake for having an opinion. Now, this may create some voicemails to me from my website on your feelings or thoughts about what I just said. Do it. Go ahead. Go to my website, 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. That's the number 5, minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. Leave me a voice message. Leave me an email on the contact me page. If you can leave me a voice message by going down to the little microphone in the bottom right-hand corner, click on that. It'll ask you for your email address, your name and email address. All you got to do is give me your first name and your email address. Let me know, let me know what you thought about what I've talked about today. I want this company. I want this country to be good, to be a beacon for the rest of the world, that we can do good everywhere. I do. I grew up in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. There were some horrific and tumultuous times. Wars, strife, riots, civil rights. Disco, for God's sake. Folks, if we can survive disco, and I like some of the music from disco, but if we can survive disco, we can survive this. Okay? Do you know why disco disappeared? I do. People voiced their opinion by buying and listening to other music that came around. That's how you change things. One person can change things, folks. Let it be you and I. Yeah, let it be you and I. Let us change a few things. Only by letting your voice be heard. Okay? So that's about all I've got for today, I think. I don't know. We've been at this a little bit. And there's a whole lot I'm cutting out of this. You won't believe what went on that I've cut out. and I realized I went just a tad too far, or I went in a direction I didn't want to go. So I'm going to edit this video too, folks. I'm going to let you know next week what I thought about it. Or there may be an update this weekend. We'll see when I get to editing it, because I'm not going to do it till tomorrow. At least not the video. This is Thursday. It's October the 17th. I'm not going to, 24, I'm sorry. And I'm not going to edit the video before I go to work, because I do have to work today. The mouse would like me to be there. And hey, I'm going to see the mouse. So, if you got a question, folks, don't hesitate to ask me on my website, 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave, please. That's the number 5 minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. I'll answer any questions you got. Leave me a message. I'll be happy to get back to you, or I'll be happy to talk about it in the future. Also, if you know somebody who doesn't know what a podcast is, doesn't know how to find one, doesn't know how to play one, how to subscribe or follow, doesn't know about these new podcast apps. It's not all just Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Nothing against Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I'm on them. I love them. I love Apple. Spotify's got rules I don't deal with. But all these other ones, I'm on 30 other ones. Fountain, Pocket Casts, all kinds of them. Look them up. Go to the modern podcast. Go to podcastapps.com. And look up all the modern ones. Those are ones where you can, maybe send me some treasure if you think you got some value out of this. We'll talk about that in the next episode. So, on behalf of Gray Hair Dave, don't forget, tell those folks how to find a podcast. You all have a great day and have a great weekend, and I will be talking to you again very, very soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.